Hi everyone, my name is Mora, and in this video we'll look at how users can filter, query, sort information on Polyaxon. So in a previous video we looked at single runs. So basically we looked at how users can view results of a run using the CLI, how they can look at the information using the UI, and how they can view the logs, the dashboards, and visualization and metrics. So in an ML project, where users are not only performing an iterative process, but sometimes submit hyperparameter tuning, searching for information becomes really important. So in this video, we'll explore the interfaces that Polyaxon provides to browse the runs history, the query language that Polyaxon exposes for searching for runs based on specific criteria, how to compare runs, save searches, and promote queries to collaborate with other team members. In a previous video, we focused on single run dashboards. In this video, we'll see how we can compare runs. So the first method that Polyaxon provides to compare runs is the Flyout mode. If you open a run, it will show you information about the run. If you open another one, it will show you different information. If you change some configuration about the dashboards, the artifacts, for example, let's say that I'm going to minimize all the sections, and if and then add a new section, add a widget, add a bar chart, for instance, for the loss. If I go to a different run and go to the dashboard, the same dashboard will be preserved. If I reset the dashboard and then go to the previous dashboard, it's also reset here. Similarly, if we go to the artifacts and go to a specific path, for example, here, and then go to another run and go to the artifacts, the same path is preserved. The second method for compare runs is the table itself. So let's say I'm not interested by all the columns, I'm only interested by the loss columns. I can bring these columns here. I'm also going to restrict the runs to only the runs that are finished and with success status. So status succeeded. This is basically similar to using the quick filters here. So we can see that we already filtered by succeeded here. We can see that we still have a lot of runs, so I'm going to use the metrics filter loss and use and only show runs that have loss less than 0.3. So now we have 32 runs. We can bring them all to the same view. We can also sort these runs by one of the columns. In this case, I'm just going to use the loss to sort from low to high. So now we have the loss sorted in an ascending way. To visualize these changes, we can actually use a heat field. So if I do this, it will show us that the values is changing in an ascending way. I can change the color, and I can also bring the other columns as well. So for example, I can use different color to show the visual metrics. So I'm gonna add another column here. I'm gonna add the name, and we can see that we have different names here, different type of operations based on the Polyaxon files. Let's say I'm only interested by the runs created with the experiment with local code. I can just filter by this name. So the third method for comparing these operations is the events. So in the table, we only see the last value of each one of these metrics. If we bring the events table, the events dashboard, we can see the values over time. So again, we can just delete all the widgets and keep only the widgets that compare the loss. And I can do this. I can also show each one of the widgets in one column. I can enlarge the dashboard. I can also, for example, if these two colors are very similar, I can just change it here, and it will change in all widgets. I can also hide, for example, these last three values, and they will hide in all widgets. So this is like a side-by-side comparison. We can also change the layout to a vertical layout. So now we have the dashboard first, and then the table runs last. You can also do changes to the widgets. For example, I can show the points. I can change the axis to show us the steps. I can also add some information to the tooltips. For example, I can add the accuracy and the validation accuracy, validation loss, and the loss. So if I save, I can see now that we have all this information here. We can see also that the tooltips are truncated. So I'm gonna minimize the runs, and I can open the events. If we like this dashboard, we can save it. We can also, and for example, we can save it as loss analysis. And we can also bring different log analysis that we have here. So for example, I have here a different log analysis that I can see. If you change the layout also for this one. So we have different events, different widgets that allow us to do different type of comparisons. I can go back to the loss analysis that I just created. And we are going to move to the last comparison method, which is the table comparison. So what is the difference between this table and the other one? So in this table, we have the columns as runs and the rows as the inputs and the outputs. We can enable the diff mode and remove all the rows with the same values, and enable the changes to see visual information about how the value changes from one run to another. So for example, if I change the baseline, you can see that this run has a decrease in loss. In this run, we have an increase in the value.